Hello and welcome back to lesson 8. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to back up your WordPress website. Now, why would you actually want to back up your WordPress website? Well, just in case your WordPress site gets hacked, or a plugin or a theme update breaks your website, or perhaps you do something on your website and you delete your files and something goes missing or something changes and you just don't know how to get it back to the original state. So you would create a backup and then restore this backup. So in this lesson, we're going to use the Updraft Plus plugin. So come on over to Plugins on the left-hand side and click Add New. And isn't it funny when I'm showing you a tutorial guide and there are 4 plugins there that need to be updated? Anyway, so type in here Updraft and you'll see that there'll be 2 Updraft plugins. You won't want to install the first one. It's the second one that we are looking at. So it's just searching for it. And there we go, we have it. It's called the Updraft Plus WordPress Backup Plugin. So we click install, and once it's installed, then we're going to activate it. Now, keeping your website backed up is very important. I know a lot of bloggers who don't do this, and then they fall into the trap of, oops, what now? And have to contact a web developer, and it costs them a whole bunch of money. Just get into the habit of setting it doing it manually, monthly, or setting it up so that it does it for you automatically. So once it's activated, we'll come on over to settings on the left-hand side, click on Updraft Plus Backups, and we'll be taken to this screen. So this current status tab, basically this page just gives us a quick overview of any past or pending backups. And as you can see, I've actually had this plugin installed before, so we'll actually see that we took a backup on the Thursday, December the 8th, which is not quite right. Oh no, wait. This is our next scheduled backup, and our last backup was done on Tuesday, November the 8th. Correct. So this should be blank when you first install it. Obviously, I have installed and activated it before, so it's basically showing me when the next backup will be taken and when the last backup was taken. So let's just skip existing backups for now and click on our settings tab. So in our settings tab, we can actually tell Updraft, okay, how often do we want to take our backups? So we can do it on a monthly basis, fortnightly, weekly, daily. I suggest, depending on how often you blog, if you're blogging often, fortnightly or weekly is a good option. If you're not, monthly is fine, okay? And then you can say, how many backups do you want to retain before it deletes the old backups? So sometimes I like to say 4, but I think 2 is okay. So those are all the files. You can do exactly the same with the database backup schedule. I keep it exactly the same as the files. Then we can tell Updraft where to send these files to. So I would suggest going with Dropbox or Google Drive. One thing to note is please don't send the backups to your FTP. That's keeping it on the server, and then if that gets hacked, then that's your whole site gone. So let's click on Dropbox, okay, and we're going to come back to this to authenticate Dropbox. So just going down here, it says that you need to save it. So it says after you've saved your settings, then come back here and then authenticate Dropbox. So we'll just carry on with these settings and then I'll come back and I'll authenticate it. Okay, so coming down here, there's a couple of checkboxes to include which files we want backed up. So I suggest keeping plugins, themes, and uploads all checked there. The only thing that Updraft Plus doesn't take a backup of is WordPress files, which is perfectly fine. So if you have to restore your website, you would install WordPress and then you've got all your plugins, your themes, and your uploads. Now, in this box here, it says exclude these, and basically what it's saying is it's going to exclude any backups that Updraft Plus takes. Okay, so these settings here basically just leave as is. They're all perfectly normal. Okay, then coming down, it's safe to ignore these settings here and just leave as is, and email here if you want Updraft Plus to send you an email to say that everything has been done perfectly, you can tick this box. Okay, export settings we're going to leave as is and click Save Changes. Okay, so that's just busy saving, and then we're going to move on to advanced tools. As before, it's safe to ignore these, and we don't have the premium version, but you can have a review here and see exactly what this offers. Okay, so once I saved this settings, let's just go back because I need to authenticate my Dropbox. So we'll come back and click on this just to authenticate it, and my Dropbox should open automatically, and I will just click save. So let's just see it's working. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's just requesting that we sign into Dropbox to authenticate it. So I'm just going to click sign in there, and that should work perfectly. It's just authorizing, so we'll allow that. And basically what it does is it creates an apps folder in your Dropbox, and it stores everything there. Okay, and this button, okay, let's complete the setup. So any backups will go into the apps folder in your Dropbox. So as you can see in my current status, my next scheduled backup will be the 9th of November, and my last one was November the 8th. Now, if you ever need to restore your backup, you'll click on Restore and click the Restore button here. This is in my existing backups tab, and if ever you want to download your backups, you can do so here and save it on your computer. I hope that this tutorial guide was handy and that you do go ahead and set it up so that Updraft schedules in backups and takes them automatically for you, and you don't ever have to worry about hackers or any problems occurring on your website.